The question that we've been asked is LSO has come up with new regulations on virtual verification. How do we handle that in uLaw? To do that, first, let's go through quickly the LSO virtual verification methodology, especially if we are using technology. They ask you to do a lot of stuff with respect to identifying the security features, making sure everything is fine, getting the right documentation from them and stuff like that. What we've done is we brought that right into uLaw. So under settings, under contacts, you can go to virtual client ID verification and you set it to uLaw as your provider for virtual verification and hit the save button. Once you have saved that, you can go to a contact, let's say Bernard Shaw, for example, and you need to have an email. In this case, let me create, bshaw@hotmail.com, right? And once you enter his email address, you can actually now initiate a virtual verification process. What it does is basically it'll send an email to Bernard Shaw. Because you've not met to him as a client, it'll ask him to actually virtually verify himself, and the guidelines of Law Society of Ontario are followed, and we actually complete the virtual verification process. So when you click on the action button and you go into virtual verification, it's not just facial accreditation for compliance. We do a lot more for other provinces, like we do driver's license verification, SIN validation, we do knowledge-based verification. We also do basic criminal check, enhanced criminal check. So in this case, I'm going to do a simple facial accreditation. So I can just initiate that, accept the charges, and then it will basically initiate a search. Right now, all these functionalities and services that we provide have charges, so you can always look at the rate card. We always encourage you look at the rate card before you initiate. So you can look at the rate card. The rate card will tell you that for your province how much is the charge, and applicable taxes will be applied on top of it. Now, you could also initiate multiple things, like for example, you could start off with a facial accreditation, but you can immediately follow it up with a basic criminal record check as well. And once you do that, now like 2 searches are being initiated, and email will be sent to you on progress of each of these ones. You can always come back to the software and check the status by just clicking here, and it'll tell you that what's happening here. As you see here, the file got created. It's now waiting for consent for the client, and it will do that. But if you also go to your email, as you see here, you get an email from uLaw, right, indicating about the status of this file. It'll tell you like, hey, the file was created. Then after that, another email will come when the search status actually changed, right? And then it'll also tell you what it was about. Like in this case, it was about facial accreditation, right? And it'll tell you how it's been progressing. Now we also did an enhanced criminal check. So it'll tell you like, hey, our basic criminal check, and it'll tell you what happened about basic criminal check as well. So as you're progressing, you will get emails that'll tell you what's the status, what is the search, what are you waiting on, and how you're actually progressing. And when Bernard Shaw completes his entire verification, he will be sent an email where he will be asked to do certain things like, take a picture of his, a selfie of himself, take a picture of his driver's license or passport. We'll collect all the information, complete the check as per the guidelines, and then send you a notification. You are not supposed to start on the matter till this notification is actually complete. Let me show you how a notification when complete looks like. For example, this morning we did verification for Cindy Crawford, right? You can go here and click on the status. Obviously, we did not have Cindy Crawford, so that's why we failed accreditation. But you can always download the status whenever you see it as a complete. If it is complete, whether it's successful or failed, you can always originate a download. And what that will do is it'll basically give you the entire background screening process of Cindy Crawford. As you see here, the report just got downloaded, and it tells you like, hey, we're waiting on the vendor for enhanced criminal check, for ID check. We are waiting on the client on driver's license and basic criminal check. We are waiting on consent. So it progressively tells you where you are with respect to each of the checks and services that you've requested for this client on our behalf. And we would basically summarize this and send to you as a background screening report. So to summarize, uLaw 100% now complies with the authentication procedures for virtual method. All you need to do is first go to settings, go to contact, and change it to uLaw and hit the save button. And then every client you have intaked, the minute you have an email address, you can click on the action button and then start the verification process and complete it from here. And we would send you status of the completion. And once the completion is done, you can start mattering.